every day inside you, something extraordinary happens. Your body quietly produces one of the most powerful natural medicines ever created, a remedy capable of soothing inflammation, repairing damaged tissue, and restoring balance to the most delicate areas of your body, including the veins affected by hemorrhoids. And yet almost everyone throws it away, not because they want to, but because they've forgotten that it even exists. We live in a time when healing has been outsourced. When discomfort appears, we reach for a tube, a pill, a promise of instant relief. And while these solutions may silence the pain for a moment, they also silence the body's voice, the one that's been trying to communicate the real problem all along. Hemorrhoids are not random. They are not just a matter of bad luck or genetics. They are a message, a reflection of imbalance inside your body. They appear when circulation slows down, when digestion weakens, when toxins build up, and when your natural process of elimination is ignored or suppressed. The truth is simple. Your body already knows how to heal. It doesn't need to be forced, only supported. But the modern lifestyle constantly gets in the way. Think about how often we interrupt nature's rhythm. We eat in a rush. We sit for hours. We hold in what should be released. We bombard our systems with processed foods and chemical stimulants, then wonder why the body can't perform its simplest task, cleansing itself. That's when inflammation begins. And what most people don't realize is that hemorrhoids are the body's way of trying to cleanse and protect itself when the usual pathways are blocked. They are the consequence of stagnation, of pressure trapped where there should be flow. When digestion slows, the blood thickens. When blood thickens, circulation weakens. And when circulation weakens, tissues begin to suffocate. They swell, inflame, and finally cry out through pain. Most people respond to that pain with suppression, with creams that numb and pills that constrict, but not with understanding. And every time they do, they throw away the most powerful medicine their body ever produced, the natural ability to heal itself through purification and circulation. The real cure doesn't come from the outside. It comes from letting the body return to what it was designed to do. Your liver, intestines, blood, and breath are the four pillars of this internal pharmacy. Together, they form a complete system of detoxification and repair, a system that never stops working unless you stand in its way. When your liver filters freely, your blood stays clean. When your intestines eliminate smoothly, pressure disappears. When your breathing is deep and rhythmic, oxygen renews every cell. And when all of that flows together, inflammation can no longer survive. This is the real medicine, the one you were born with. It's not made in laboratories. It's made in you. But you must stop interrupting it. Because every shortcut, every suppression, every quick fix pulls you further away from the body's natural rhythm and closer to the discomfort you're trying to escape. Healing hemorrhoids naturally isn't a fantasy. It's a return to biological truth. When you remove the obstacles, your body doesn't need convincing. It simply remembers how to function. That's the beauty of real healing. It doesn't come from control, but from cooperation. Your body is not a collection of random organs. It's a perfectly designed ecosystem, a self-regulating, self-repairing system that depends on one thing above all: flow. When that flow is blocked, disease appears. When it is restored, healing begins. To understand how to recover from hemorrhoids naturally, you must understand the four pillars that sustain this flow. Four internal systems that quietly create and circulate the most powerful natural medicine you already possess. The liver, your chemical laboratory. Every drop of blood in your body passes through your liver. There, toxins are neutralized, hormones are balanced, and nutrients are refined into pure, usable energy. When the liver is overloaded, by alcohol, processed food, excess medication, or constant stress, its filters clog. That's when the blood thickens and inflammation rises. Most people don't connect their liver health to their hemorrhoids, but they're directly linked. When the liver struggles, blood pressure inside the portal vein system increases. That's the very system that feeds the rectal veins. So every time you overburden your liver, you raise the pressure on the fragile veins that become hemorrhoids. The remedy? It's not another pill. It's liberation. Leafy greens, beetroot, lemon water, and periods of light eating give your liver a chance to clean itself. When that happens, the blood becomes lighter, circulation improves, and inflammation begins to cool down from the inside out. The intestines, your second brain. Your intestines aren't just tubes for digestion, they are living tissue with more neurons than your spinal cord. They sense, react, and communicate with your brain constantly. When you mistreat them with processed foods, low fiber, or chronic dehydration, they lose rhythm. Waste stagnates, gas builds, pressure rises. The longer waste sits inside, the drier it becomes. And when you finally push, you strain. That pressure is what damages the veins in the rectum, the very moment when hemorrhoids appear or worsen. But when your intestines are hydrated and active, elimination happens naturally, smooth, quiet, effortless. That's the body's language for healing, ease, not effort. Fiber, water, and timing are the three allies of this system. Eat slowly, chew completely, and never ignore the body's call to release. It's not just a routine, it's an act of respect toward your own biology. The blood, your river of life. Blood is not just a transporter of oxygen, it's the river of renewal that feeds every cell, every organ, every tissue. When it moves freely, it carries medicine. When it stagnates, it carries poison. Sitting for long hours, breathing shallowly, or living under stress thickens the blood. It loses oxygen, becomes acidic, and starts to irritate the vessel walls. Over time, this creates micro-inflammations that weaken the delicate veins around the rectum. The cure is movement, not intensity but consistency. A slow walk, deep breathing, gentle stretching. These are not trivial habits, they're circulatory medicine. Every time your muscles contract, they push the blood forward. Every breath you take deeply massages your organs from the inside. This is how the body heals itself, through rhythm, not rush. The breath, the forgotten healer. Most people breathe just enough to survive, not enough to heal. Shallow breathing keeps the lower abdomen tense and underoxygenated, the perfect environment for inflammation. But when you breathe deeply, slowly, and consciously, the diaphragm moves like a pump. It massages the intestines, improves venous return, and reduces pressure on the pelvic veins. You can test this now. Take a slow, deep breath, expanding your belly, and then release it gently. That motion, so simple and natural, is one of the oldest medicines known to humanity. It lowers cortisol, increases blood oxygen, and restarts circulation where stagnation once lived. When these four pillars, liver, intestines, blood, and breath, work together, something extraordinary happens. Your internal environment transforms. Tissues that were swollen begin to calm. Veins that were inflamed start to repair. What once felt like an endless problem becomes a process of renewal. Hemorrhoids don't disappear by magic. They resolve because the conditions that created them no longer exist. And that transformation begins not with another product, but with awareness. Because once you understand your biology, you stop fighting it and start working with it. Most people don't realize this, but the body never stops trying to heal. Even when you're exhausted, inflamed, or in pain, it's still working behind the scenes to restore balance. But the tragedy of modern life is that we keep interrupting that process. We silence the body's voice and then blame it for being broken. Hemorrhoids, like many chronic conditions, are not caused by a single act of damage. They are the result of thousands of small denials. Every "I'll go to the bathroom later," every "I'll eat whatever's quickest," every "I don't have time to rest." These are small betrayals that, over time, add up to one loud cry for help. Let's look closer at the silent ways people sabotage their own healing. The first one is ignoring fatigue. Fatigue isn't laziness, it's communication. When your body is tired, it's asking for recovery. But we've built a culture that celebrates exhaustion, that glorifies pushing through. The less you sleep, the more productive you seem. Yet sleep is when your body does its deepest repair work. Without it, your liver doesn't regenerate, your blood doesn't detoxify, and your tissues can't rebuild. This is why hemorrhoids often worsen in people who work late, sleep little, and start their day with caffeine instead of calm. The second act of sabotage is sitting too long. Humans were never meant to stay in one position for 10 or 12 hours a day. When you sit for too long, especially on hard or warm surfaces, you compress the pelvic veins, reducing circulation and raising pressure. Over time, this creates swelling, itching, and bleeding, but instead of moving, we apply another cream and keep sitting. We treat symptoms while ignoring cause. The third silent enemy is chronic stress. It's invisible, but it changes everything. When you live under constant tension, rushing, worrying, overthinking, your body shifts into survival mode. The digestive system slows, blood is redirected away from the intestines, and inflammation becomes the new normal. Cortisol, the stress hormone, keeps your blood vessels tight and fragile. You can eat perfectly and still stay sick if your mind never relaxes. And then there's disconnection. Disconnection from nature, from rhythm, from the body itself. We wake up to alarms, eat artificial food, work under artificial light, and sleep surrounded by screens. Every part of that cycle keeps the body in a low-grade state of inflammation. You can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. Your body needs sunlight, movement, and natural rhythm, not constant noise and stimulation. One of the most damaging habits of all is shame. People feel embarrassed to talk about hemorrhoids. They hide their pain, they don't ask for help, and they live in silence. But shame keeps you in the dark, and nothing heals in the dark. The moment you see your condition not as a weakness but as a message, you begin to regain control, because healing starts with awareness, not with secrecy. Think about it. Your body is not attacking you, it's defending you. Every symptom, every discomfort, is a signal trying to guide you back to balance. The swelling isn't punishment, it's a call for circulation. The pain isn't a curse, it's a warning that pressure has gone too far. And once you stop fighting the signal and start decoding it, your whole relationship with healing changes. This is where true recovery begins. Not in suppressing the body's messages, but in listening to them. Not in adding more pills, but in removing what blocks your natural rhythm. The moment you shift from resistance to cooperation, your body responds instantly. You'll feel it. The bowel movements become easier, the pain less intense, the body lighter. That's not coincidence, that's biology responding to alignment. But awareness alone is not enough. You have to act. You have to reintroduce movement, hydration, nourishment, rest, and calm. All the things that make your inner pharmacy work again. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. Because in the final part, you'll discover how to reactivate the body's most powerful natural remedy, step by step, and allow it to do what no external treatment ever could. Rebuild the balance from within. You've learned that your body already holds the cure, that it never stopped trying to heal. Now, it's time to help it do what it was designed to do, to stop fighting the symptoms and start fueling the process that brings real, lasting recovery. The first key is hydration. Water is not just liquid, it's movement. It's the medium through which every healing process happens. When you drink enough pure water, not soda, not coffee, not alcohol, your blood flows freely, your intestines stay lubricated, and waste can leave without strain. Every sip you take is a message to your body. You're safe to release. Most people think they're drinking enough, but they're not. If your lips are dry, if your urine is dark, if you crave salt or sugar, your body is dehydrated. Aim to drink throughout the day, not all at once. Start the morning with a large glass of room temperature water and a squeeze of lemon. That single act wakes the liver, reactivates digestion, and tells your body that healing has begun. The second key is fiber, but not in isolation. Fiber without hydration can make things worse. Think of fiber as the broom and water as the cleaner. Together they sweep away the waste that keeps pressure inside the body. Fruits like papaya, pear, apple, and kiwi, vegetables like spinach, carrots, and beets, and seeds like chia or flaxseed form the foundation of intestinal harmony. They don't just make the stool soft. They nourish the microbiome, the hidden colony of good bacteria that controls inflammation from within. The third key is movement. You don't have to run marathons. You just need to move enough to remind your blood that it has a direction. Every time you walk, stretch, or breathe deeply, you activate the body's internal pump system. Your muscles push blood upward, your diaphragm massages your organs, and your veins release the pressure that once caused pain. A few minutes every hour is better than one intense workout followed by a full day of stillness. Remember, healing is rhythm, not intensity. The fourth key is rest. It may sound simple, but rest is medicine. When you sleep deeply, your liver filters the blood, your cells repair, and your inflammation decreases naturally. Missing sleep is like interrupting surgery halfway through. The body can't complete the process. Make your nights sacred. Dark room, no screen, steady schedule. You'll be amazed at how much easier healing becomes when your nights are peaceful. The fifth key is calm. Your body heals best when it feels safe. Stress tells it to protect, not repair. That's why relaxation isn't luxury, it's biology. When you breathe slowly, meditate, pray, or even take a quiet walk, your nervous system shifts from fight or flight into rest and heal. Your heart rate slows, circulation improves, and your body starts producing nitric oxide, a natural compound that relaxes blood vessels and restores flow to the veins affected by hemorrhoids. The sixth key is nutrition with purpose. Stop eating to fill space. Start eating to rebuild tissue. Foods rich in vitamin C, like citrus and berries, strengthen vein walls. Collagen sources like bone broth and eggs help regenerate connective tissue. And anti-inflammatory fats, olive oil, walnuts, avocados, calm the inflammation that drives hemorrhoids in the first place. Every meal can be a treatment if it's chosen with awareness. But perhaps the most overlooked part of healing is the emotional environment. When you live in frustration, anger, or guilt, your body contracts. Your muscles tighten, your breathing shortens, and circulation slows. That emotional stagnation mirrors physical stagnation. Learning to forgive, to let go, and to trust your own rhythm isn't just mental hygiene, it's physical medicine. Peace of mind creates peace in the body. Healing hemorrhoids naturally isn't a quick fix. It's a reconnection. It's choosing to live in alignment with how your biology actually works. And when you do, the results are undeniable. You start going to the bathroom without pain. The itching fades, the swelling recedes. And most importantly, you feel light again, not just in the body, but in the mind. Because the moment you understand that your body isn't the enemy, it's the ally, everything changes. The same body that once gave you pain becomes the same body that gives you freedom. It never wanted to suffer. It was simply waiting for you to stop interrupting its natural process. Now you know the truth. The most powerful natural remedy for hemorrhoids is not hidden in a jar, a capsule, or a doctor's prescription. It's inside you. It's in the choices you make, in the water you drink, in the air you breathe, and in the rhythm you restore. So take a moment now, breathe deeply. Thank your body for the miracles it performs every second. And make a promise, not to be perfect, but to be present. To listen, to nourish, to move, and to rest, because that's how healing becomes permanent. If this message reached you today, don't keep it to yourself. Someone out there is still suffering in silence, believing there's no hope. Share this knowledge. And remember, your body is not failing, but it's waiting for you to stop throwing away the most powerful natural remedy it already holds.